Welcome back to Evil Deedz, and this is part 2 of a what if Bardock went to Earth with Goku or Kakarot. So to summarise what happened in part 1, just to jog the memory, but Bardock wished for the living Saiyans to Earth instead of Oolong's panty wish. Bardock has a new kid called Kumba, and the mother was the mystery. Pegasus, or whatever his name was, died by Broly, and as a Dragon Ball after Bardock gifted it to him. Kakarot got the pole, the extended pole of Grandpa Gohan, also holds the Dragon Ball. All the Saiyans can fly. They all went home for the night. Just want to point out that Kumba is an off Saiyan, like Gohan, Goten, and Trunks was. So, the start of the Red Ribbon arc. Everyone meets up at Roshi's place, whilst Bardock stayed home to look after Kumba. Master Roshi told them a story about the treasure being on a ship that got sunk in nearby waters. It raised some of the Saints' eyebrows, but since it's underwater, they wasn't interested. Only Tailless wanted it. So Bulma passed him the radar, if it came in handy, so Tailless takes his leave. Tailless flies around and notices a boat with humans diving underwater. He goes down and kills the humans in the water, and borrows diving suits. Tailless checks on the radar and sees a opening on the screen, so he flies or swims to the opening and enters into the tunnel. Open into the tunnel of booby traps, then fighting pirate robot. It proved troublesome. Eventually ran around the corner, charged up a blast, and waited. So the robot came, then Tailless blasted the head straight off. Then followed the radar to a water area. On the other side, he saw a statue and 3 chests, gold, silver, and tin. The statue moved and summoned swords. Tailless didn't take it serious and carelessly dodged, getting cut by one. So picked up a sword and threw it at the face, defeating the statue. Tailless goes to open the silver chest, since gold was higher chance to be a trap, but the silver one had a bomb that blew up, knocking Tailless against the wall. The cave started falling, so Tailless checked the tin chest and found a key. That was part of the statue. Puts it in, and jewels started to fall out. Tailless started collecting the treasure, and noticed a big shiny diamond fell into a pool of water. He chased after it. He saw a glowing ball, so he took that as well. Then skyrocketed up the water. He charged up a beam and blasted through the top to make his escape. This is all going up at the same time, so it's a meanwhile. So back at Roshi's place, Roshi tricks Krillin, Tarbell, and Yamcha into going to Boba's place to train. Something happens, but replacing Goku. The same thing happens, but replacing Goku with Tarbell. Krillin gets taken out by the vampire, then Yamcha beats him, and he switches out with Turbo against the invisible guy and beats him. Yamcha versus the mummy and loses. Tarbell and Pa versus the mummy. Pa turns into a scissors. Tarbell starts cutting the mummy's cloth. It was a plain fist fight with Tarbell winning. Tarbell versus the Devilman, with Tarbell's dodges the slow beam called Devilman Beam. But after Devilman explained what happened, Tarbell accepted the challenge and stood there. As the beam came, the beam didn't do anything to Tarbell, so Devilman gave up. The last unknown fighter turned up, and Tailless came flying over as well. Tailless knew the unknown fighter was and bribed Boba to fight with him. With a diamond, Boba accepted the offer. Tailless stepped in the ring against a person that's been dead for a long time, and as a kid, Tarbell didn't have a clue who he was, only that he looks like Vegeta. Taylor fought hard against him, till he said, "Bring the other Saiyan face both of you at the same time." So Tarbell steps up and joins Taylor's. They both go at him and take a while for it to be over, whilst Krillin and Yamcha jaws are dropping, whilst watching the three going at it. At the end, they charged up their blast, but Tarbell and the other guy was pausing doing a garlic gun. This surprised the other person, so when Key Blast met in the middle, Taylor and Tarbell blast were running until the other guy made a barrier to shield the blast, and then gave up. The unknown fighter revealed himself and gave off a speech that he was the king of the Saints. So Tarbell showed respect whilst Taylor turned his back. King Vegeta and Tarbell talked and wanted to learn the shield move. King Vegeta passed Tarbell a gift to give to Vegeta. Then King Vegeta disappeared. Tarbell and Taylor filled in the gaps with Krillin and Yamcha. This part to be continued later. With 2 Dragon Balls at Roshi's place, the Red Ribbon Army makes a move from General Blue's base. As they set off to Master Roshi's Master Roshi tells Broly to come join him to visit Corrin's tower, because he knows Broly's not a patient type, so they both set off. General Blue takes a stealth approach, using his special powers to enhance objects on the ropes, turning from yellow to blue, and having a mind of their own, moving like snakes around the island, eventually tying everyone up: Nappa, Vegeta, Raditz, Kakarot, Bulma, and Gohan. They moved them outside and found the Dragon Ball when it rolled out of Kakarot's clothes. General Blue told his commander to go after Master Roshi. General Blue leaves a bomb and uses his airplane to travel to the headquarters. When General Blue sets off, Nappa had something that he poured into the sand and made a beach's Cyberman to cut the ropes and throw in the bomb. Nappa took in charge and told the other three, "We best go follow him, but keep distance." So they followed General Blue to the headquarters to be continued. Roshi and Broly arrive at the bottom of Corrin Tower and are met by Bora and Upa, the tribe people. Roshi explains that he here to see an old friend up in the tower, but Bora doesn't believe that a person's reached the top, so he challenges Roshi to a fight. They go at it, both tiring out until Bora believes him, but just then Commander and Captain Yellow, the tiger, turned up looking for separate Dragon Balls. They land down and start demanding the Dragon Balls. Bora had one, and Broly. With Bora and Roshi tired out, Broly steps up in front of the Red Ribbon Army, so they started shooting Broly. He yawned in front of them, then said, "My turn," and started walking up to them, knocking each one out in his path. Commander uses his whip, gets Broly's arm, but Broly pulls him towards him and punches, sending him into Captain Yellow, sending both flying. Roshi and Broly spend the night with Bora and Upa. They meditate for a bit, even Broly, but then he broke out in a sweat and said it was dumb and stormed out. The next morning, Bora gave them a bit of food to climb the tower, and so they began to climb up. Roshi was taking it easy whilst Broly was kept getting hit by his memories of when he was young on Planet Vegeta. When they got to the top, Broly looked into the jar and saw King Vegeta stabbed him in the past. Then looked in the present and saw himself up. And in the future, saw everyone standing near him and with a smile. Krillin explained the jars and told them to come up. Roshi talked with the Krillin face to not go soft on Broly. So Curran agreed to, so began Broly's training for the Mystic War. One of the Red Ribbon Army colonels tracked down a Dragon Ball called Violet and headed towards the HQ. Nappa, Vegeta, Raditz, and Kakarot followed General Blue to the headquarters without being noticed and entered the building. Nappa and Vegeta liked the look of the place, so they wanted to keep it intact. They got caught by cameras whilst taking out a few guards. The alarm went off, so they splitted up in two-man teams. Raditz and Kakarot ran up to the biggest tower in the... I don't know what that's meant to say. Summit Colonel Violet was going for the safe and robbing the place. After she did, she saw a familiar face run past her, that she's seen him before and remembers, so she heads out to Rosh's. Nappa and Vegeta are trying with the guards until General Blue pops out and gets serious. He freezes Nappa in place and takes on Vegeta, thinking he was the weaker one, but Vegeta's son put him in place. Looked like a waffle after the key blasts, going straight through him. Raditz and Kakarot charging through and made it to General Black whilst Red was in the elevator. Raditz and Kakarot was an equal fight since Kakarot didn't go up Curran's tower. General Black's kicked both of them out of the window. Then the room comes down. All three survive it. Black enters first and shoots Red because he wants to wish for a bit more inches or be a giant. It's not clear in the show. General Black promotes himself to Commander Black, and the three Dragon Balls roll to his feet. That's when Kakarot and Reddit enters. Commander Black jumps into a mech suit, knocks both through the wall. Commander Black jumps through the roof and starts aiming a missile at them. He shoots and thinks he's killed them now. He got attention of Vegeta and Nappa, and that is damaging the buildings. During the fight, they rip off the arms and legs of the mech. Then Commander Black tries to flee, but just then Vegeta and Nappa charge up, sends key waves, taking out Commander Black. After victory, 3 Dragon Balls came falling down. Goku, Raditz, and Vegeta grabbed one. Vegeta then stated that his building is took down the Red Ribbon Army flag and made his own. Nappa stayed with Vegeta. Raditz and Goku heads back to Roshi's. So this is back at Bobbly's place, or whatever her name is, the one with the crystal ball. So Tarbell noticed the Dragon Ball on Taylor's. So Taylor says the radar pointed towards it, but it wasn't showing anymore. So they asked Baba where was the location of the ball. So the ball revealed Broly with Curran, Bora, Goku and Raditz, Vegeta and Taylor's, but the 7th was travelling in a car, concealed by Pilaf gang. So Tarbell, Curran and Taylor's went looking, while Yamcha stayed since he couldn't fly. Taylor's found the car and stopped it. Pilaf gang thought it was Kakarot, so they acted foolish until Taylor spoke in a demeanor that caught their attention. With Taylor charging a small beam in his hand, demanding them to hand it over. Instead of killing them, he sent it towards a boulder, making a hole straight through. This caught the eye of Tarbell and flew in the direction and joined Taylor's. So Pilaf handed the ball over to Tarbell instead of Taylor's. Tarbell bowed to Pilaf, making him blush. Then both of them headed back, bumped into Krillin, so they went back to pick up Yamcha and started to head towards Roshi's. Colonel Violet arrived at Rush's and saw Bulma and Gohan on their own, so she asked about Bardock whereabouts and told Bulma that Vegeta took over the Red Ribbon headquarters. So Bulma gave Violet directions and they both headed off. Bulma was getting excited to see the Red Ribbon research such stuff and tech. Gohan along with the tailors. Gohan along with the tailor playing cards until Roshi came back. With Broly riding on the dark cloud that Curran has. This was to keep Broly calm while he moved around. It took Broly to get the Mystic Water all the way through this arc because of his mentality, whilst it would have taken Goku 3 days normally. Taylor's Turbo and Krillin, Yamcha and Paul cross paths with Kakarot and Raditz and talked all the way to Roshi's island. They arrive. Taylor's handed Roshi a bit of the treasure he found, then headed off to Bardock's location. Whilst Kakarot noticed the dark cloud that Broly was sat on, so Kakarot tried but fell through it, making everyone laugh. So Kakarot asked the reason. Roshi says have to have a tainted heart. Roshi calls down his Nimbus cloud, so only Kakarot and Turbo could ride. So Kakarot gave to Turbo instead since he didn't want Raditz jealous of him. At Bardock's place, Violet arrived with a lot of gold, money, also food, and stored it all in the house. Bardock and Kumba was asleep. Then Talos arrived. Violet could see he wasn't Kakarot, so she stepped outside, but then Talos passed her a bit of treasure. The reason was because of the wish she made to bring me here. She accepted it and took it to the inside. So Talos sets off back to stash his treasure and stays home. Nappa mentions that they can't understand any of the tech or research, so Nappa proposed the girl before might be good to understand this. Vegeta agrees, just then Bulma's ship is spotted, so Nappa gets sent out to greet her whilst Vegeta waited in his room. He spotted a man transplanting his brain in a robot. This made Vegeta vomit. Then went to the room and met a prototype Android 90 called Android 10. Vegeta fought against it and lured it outside, evenly matched fighting-wise, but the android was weak to energy beams, so it ended up as scrap. Nappa and Bulma meet up with Vegeta. Bulma wandered around the base, exploring and reading all the data, and found the factory part that was making the dino caps, so she altered it, turning into a capsule cup, and understanding how androids are made, so that she makes the android of her own for combat and presents it to Vegeta for a sparring partner. But Vegeta breaks it easy. But then he says if you can create a gravity training chamber, then you can stay. So Bulma takes one of the buildings and starts working on it. At Master Roshi's place, Roshi says to everyone there's 4 years left for a martial arts tournament. They all agreed, and instead of all of them competing, secretly they wanted to test out Broly, so they will hold their own tournament a year before the main one. It's a strange time skip in the anime. It was like 3 to 5 episodes for 3 years to pass in the show. So this is where I'm going to leave this What If at this moment. So this is the end of the Red Ribbon Army's arc, all of it. So hope you enjoy and thanks for watching or listening or reading along. I do these in one go, start to finish, so in the same mindset all the way through, but it takes a long time. If you enjoyed it, it's worth it. And if you didn't, if you struggle on your own, what if I give ideas out, not bothered about receiving any credit, it's down to you. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, or comment down below if you want to. It's up to you, you don't have to. And in a bit.